The slap came so hard, Adanna's small body slammed against the mud wall. The plate broke before it hit the ground. Beans scattered across the clay floor, and Adanna's small body slammed against the mud wall from the force of the slap. Her aunt's voice roared through the compound. "You are nothing. Even your own mother didn't want you." Laughter followed, not from joy, but cruelty. Her cousins clapped, mocking her tears. At 12 years old, the orphan girl tasted blood on her lips as shame pressed into her chest like a stone. She bent down quickly, trying to gather the spilled beans with trembling hands. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where in the world you are watching from and what time it is. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and share. Don't just sit back, tell me where in the world you are. I want to know. Now let's dive into the story. That night, Adanna was thrown outside to sleep on the veranda. She huddled on the cold cement, the harmattan wind biting her skin. She whispered to the stars, "Mama, come back for me." But her mother was long gone, and about her father, she knew nothing. Inside the locked house, her aunt's laughter echoed, muffled by the zinc roof. Adanna did not know that her name carried a secret so powerful it could shake the entire city of Aba. She also did not know that the man who could change her life forever had already seen her face. Morning in Aba was restless. Traders shouted, Okada screamed through the streets, and the smell of Akara floated with the dust. Adanna swept the yard barefoot, her hands raw from endless chores. Her cousins walked past in Crips uniforms, mocking, "Sevan girl, don't dirty her socks so." She swallowed her pain, clutching the broom tighter. At the gate, a black SUV idled. Behind tinted glass, Chief Nadozi stared at her. His agbada shimmered, but his eyes were troubled. He whispered to himself, "She looks exactly like her mother." His driver glanced at him. "Oga, do you know her?" Chief's jaw tightened. "Not yet. They must never know." The SUV rolled away, leaving only a cloud of dust. Adanna sneezed, unaware her fate had brushed past. Later, when she carried water from the stream, her aunt hissed, "Move faster, useless child," and struck her with a stick. The pain stung, but deeper was the hollow ache of not knowing who she truly was. That ache would soon collide with secrets hidden in locked rooms and shredded letters. At the stream, Adanna scrubbed clothes until her knuckles bled. That's when she saw it, a damp letter floating near the reeds. She pulled it out, wringing the paper carefully. Words blurred, but some were clear. Adanna, daughter, inheritance. Her heart raced. What inheritance? Whose daughter? Suddenly, a shadow loomed. Ifeoma, her older cousin, snatched the letter from her hand. "You saw nothing," she hissed, eyes sharp as razor blades. She tore it into pieces and threw it into the water. Adanna opened her mouth to protest, but fear locked her voice. That night, from the veranda, she watched the upstairs window. Behind it, Madame Onwe opened a trunk hidden beneath old wrappers. Inside lay documents with Adanna's name and a photograph of a man in regal attire, Chief Nandozi. Her aunt's lips curled. "As long as I live, she will never know." She locked the trunk. Below, Adanna whispered to herself, "Who am I?" The stream had given her a clue, but danger was already closing in. The Ariari market roared with life. Traders bellowed prices, goats bleated, radios blasted high life. Adanna balanced a stack of firewood on her small head, sweat streaming down her back. "Nay, whose child are you?" a woman asked kindly, staring at her face. Before Adanna could answer, Ifeoma backed, "She's nobody, just a servant." The woman's eyes softened with pity, but she said nothing more. As Adanna left, a group of boys jeered. One hurled rotten mango at her. The crowd laughed as pop smeared her cheek. Adanna dropped the firewood, tears blinding her as she ran. Hidden in the crowd, Chief Nandozi watched again. His driver whispered to him, "Sir, claim her. She is yours." Chief muttered, "If the world finds out, everything collapses." He turned away, but his chest burned with guilt. Back in the compound, Adanna sat alone, hugging her knees. For the first time, she whispered aloud,
Maybe I don't belong here. She didn't know that belonging was already hers by blood, by right, by legacy. Rain poured like the heavens were weeping. Thunder cracked above Aba as Adanna knelt in the mud, punished for fetching water too slowly. Her aunt's cane had left welts across her back. Through the sheets of rain, Adanna saw a tall figure at the gate, broad shoulders, flowing abada. For a moment, she thought he was coming for her, but the figure turned and disappeared into the storm. Inside, Madame Onwe whispered to her brother, "If she ever learns the truth, we lose everything. That man's wealth, his name, it belongs to her." Her brother sneered. "Then, let's silence her forever." Adanna, crouched near the window, caught only fragments. Truth, wealth, her. Fear crawled into her bones. That night, in her dreams, she saw fire devouring the house and a voice calling, "Adanna, rise." She awoke trembling, the storm still raging outside. She didn't know the storm inside her life had only just begun. The next morning, as Adanna trudged to buy kerosene, an old man stopped her. His eyes were clouded with age, but his voice was steady. "Child, your face, it is the mirror of your father's." Adanna froze. "My father?" He pressed a brass pendant into her palm. Carved on it was a lion, its eyes glowing faintly. "Keep this. One day, doors will open." Before she could ask, he melted into the crowd. She stared at the pendant, its weight heavy with mystery. That night, she hid it beneath her wrapper, tracing the lion's shape. She didn't know that the same emblem marked every building, company, and estate owned by Chief Nnadozie. Upstairs, Madame Onwe found a folded note slipped under her door. It read, "The girl has been seen. Time is short." Her hands trembled as she tore it to shreds. It began with smoke. Adanna walked to coffin, the air thick with burning. Flames licked the walls of the compound. Screams erupted as neighbors rushed with buckets. Amid the chaos, if your man shoved Adanna towards the fire, "Stay there, you belong in the ashes." Adanna stumbled, her wrapper catching sparks. She screamed, but no one helped. Suddenly, strong arms pulled her out. It was the old man from the road. "Run, child," he shouted, vanishing again into the smoke. Adanna clutched her pendant, heart pounding. She escaped, but her back bore bonds that seared deeper than flesh. They seared her will. Later, Madame Onwe wailed loudly, pretending grief. "This child brings calamity. She must go." The neighbors murmured. Adanna realized with horror her aunt wanted her gone, and the fire was no accident. At dawn, Madame Onwe dragged Adanna to the gate. "From today, you are no longer part of this family. Go and die like your mother." She flung a small sack of rags at her feet. The compound door slammed shut. Adanna wandered the streets of Aba, barefoot, hungry, clutching her pendant. The world was cruel. Boys mocked, traders pushed her aside, rain drenched her thin frame. Yet, somewhere in her chest, a spark fought against the darkness. She whispered to herself, "I will not die here." That same day, Chief Nnadozie sat in his mansion in Port Harcourt, staring at a photograph of a woman from long ago. He whispered, "If only I had told her." His phone buzzed. A voice said, "Chief, the girl is on the streets. People are noticing." His face went pale. "Bring her to me before it's too late." Adanna awoke in a strange bed. Soft sheets, a chandelier above. She panicked, clutching her pendant. Then the door opened, and Chief Nnadozie entered. His agbada flowed, his eyes heavy with unshed tears.
Adanna, he whispered. She froze. How did he know her name? He knelt before her, voice breaking. I'm your father. The words crashed into her like thunder. Her breath caught. No, they told me you were dead. He shook his head, tears falling. I thought I was protecting you, but I only gave you to wolves. He held up a photograph. It was her mother, smiling, holding a baby. Her baby. Adanna's chest burned with anger and longing. She shouted, Why now? Why after all the pain? Chief Nnadozie bowed his head. Because blood cannot be denied, and everything I own is yours. At that moment, Madame Uwe stormed in, rage twisting her face. She will never take what is mine. The room exploded into chaos. The fight was fierce. Madame Uwe lunged for Adanna, but Chief Nnadozie's guards restrained her. In her fury, she shouted the truth aloud. Yes, she is the heir, but she will never survive in this world. Her words sealed her fate. She was dragged out, her empire of lies collapsing. Chief Nnadozie turned to Adanna, placing the pendant in her palm. This is the seal of our family. From today, you are Adanna Nnadozie, daughter of the lion. The weight of the words shook her. She remembered the nights of hunger, the slaps, the humiliation. She straightened her back. For the first time, she spoke with courage. I am not nothing. I am Adanna, and I will rise. The mansion echoed with her voice. Chief wept openly, holding her hand. Outside, the sun broke through storm clouds, gilding the city in gold. Adanna was no longer the orphan cast out. She was the rightful heir of the richest man. But more than wealth, she had finally found her name, her place, her power. And so, her story closed, not with silence, but with triumph. If this story touched you, drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me where in the world you are watching from. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs hope. Until next time, besties, see you in the next video.